Bonsoir à tous. I hope you're doing great. Welcome back. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I did actually. I saw my best friend for the first time in over 2 months, and we were together right before confinement because we were in London for a trip that we had planned for a long time. And it was so lovely to see her again. She's the only one on my list of people I really want to see that I can actually see because my parents and my brother are very, very far away. But it felt so good. And on Sunday morning, we were up early and we decided to go for a bicycle tour. So, because right before the confinement, I had bought a children's baby seat for my son that you put in front of you and they look forward. And he really liked it before confinement, but it was 2 months ago and he still likes it. So it was lovely. And it was so good to do something that feels normal, even if it wasn't because we're really careful and we went early so we didn't meet anyone. So I hope you managed to have any kind of normal time and activity at the moment because it helps a lot. Also, I wanted to tell you that this week is going to be the last week of the nanofictions. We're going to do a session today, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, because I love doing that. Honestly, it's a joy to do that, but the time that I'm putting in that is time that I do not put in other projects that I have for Comme Français that are going to benefit you as well. Some of them are going to be free, some are not going to be free, but as usual, I provide lots of quality for the money. So it's all about not slowing everything down just because I'm doing this with you. So it breaks my heart, but I think at some point it's time to move on, and I think this is the time. So let's enjoy our last 3 sessions, and you're going to still have access to these lessons for free on YouTube. I'm going to put them in a playlist. Well, they already are in a playlist, but I'm going to remove them from the public channel, so you won't see them individually, but you have access to all of them in the playlist. So there's no need to worry. And Richard and I wanted to show you again the fabulous map that he made, which is absolutely wonderful. That is a way to show what we did and where we are. And you can click on each person and see some pictures. We have Coco here, Lynn, with a beautiful landscape in Scotland. I know that some people put photos. I know that someone wanted to show me his picture. Where are you? I know you're there. Owen put a wonderful photo. You look so elegant and clever there. You see it is a graduation one. Where are you, Curtis? Yeah, here you are. I didn't find you. So Curtis put his photo of La Carte Orange, which is, this is something that you have to keep, you know, because this is a historic document. And lots of people put photos. We can see Alison here. I saw some cats and dogs, and it's very lovely. So we've been connecting together for a long time now, for over 2 months, and seeing your faces, it's so lovely. So Paul put, I see birds as well. We have a bird. Carrie, hello Carrie, you look wonderful. Where I saw a beautiful cat. Lots of cats, but hello Joe, wonderful to see you. Where is the cat? Here's a dog. Yeah, I thought he was really lovely. Anyway, there are dogs and there are cats and there are beautiful landscapes and great people in there. So check them out and you can see where everybody is. And maybe there will be some people next to you. So I'm going to put the link in the chat and the link in the comments. Maybe now I'm not going to enable people to actually edit it. Maybe after we finish this session by the end of the week. But until then, you can edit it. And let's start with the tale of today. These are the nanofictions by Patrick Beau. One of them is kind of a ghost story, and the other is more about keep living after death. So yeah, I told you it was so funny how stories pair by, it's completely random because I pick the one that I like in his Twitter feed and I copy them here, and they just happen to just make pairs. So maybe it's a mystery or a ghost or something. Okay, so breathe in. Breathe out. Let's read this together. 1, 2, and 3. Une fois l'an, pour attirer des pèlerins dans son église, ce prêtre faisait se dresser le squelette d'un saint avec un câble caché. Cette année-là, la relique se leva comme d'habitude devant les fidèles ébahis. Ce n'est qu'ensuite que le prêtre réalisa que le câble était coupé. Oh, it's a ghost. What do you think that is? Let's read the first sentence together. Une fois l'an, pour attirer des pèlerins dans son église, ce prêtre faisait se dresser le squelette d'un saint avec un câble caché. Okay. Une fois l'an, it is once a year. But sometimes we say une fois l'an, we can say une fois par an. Okay? This is perfect. Une fois l'an, une fois par an. Une fois l'an is either regionalism that I don't know or something a bit more formal. Okay? Une fois par an is more neutral. Une fois par an or une fois l'an, but this is absolutely fine. Pour attirer des pèlerins. Attirer, it is to attract. So it can be something that is neutral or commercial, for example, a pilgrim, or it can be something that is an attraction, like a sexual attraction. Okay, you can say attirer quelqu'un. Cet homme m'attire. Okay, I'm attracted by this man. But you can absolutely say to attract pilgrims. This is absolutely fine as well. Attirer does not have a sexual meaning at all. It can have if it's explicit, but it doesn't have. So you can use attirer safely. Pour attirer des pèlerins, to attract pilgrims. Un pèlerin, it is a pilgrim. And do you know what is the pilgrimage that goes through France that loads of people take? I know that some of my students did it. It is Saint-Jacques de Compostelle. And we say le chemin de Saint-Jacques. It is a pilgrimage that ends up in Spain, but that can start in many places around Europe, and one of those places is France. And there are several places in France where you can start it, and it goes through France. And you can see the symbol is, do you know it? It is une coquille, a shell. This is a symbol. And if you are in France and you see it is, I think, white or orange or yellow on blue, and you see a shell like that, and this means that you are on a path of one of the paths of Saint-Jacques de Compostelle. And it is a pilgrimage, a very, very famous one. And even if you're not religious, like me, you can enjoy the path because it's very famous, and it's a very famous hiking path, and you can meet lots of people. So something that maybe I would like to do one day because it's a famous path, and it has lots of meanings for lots of people. Dans son église, in his church. Une église is a church. Une église is a church. And again, this is a church in a literal sense, the building, but also the church as in the religion are one of the paths of religions, one of the subcategories of religions. Ce prêtre, un prêtre is a priest, okay? Un prêtre is a priest. Faisait se dresser. Remember faire plus a verb? We saw that in Sleeping Beauty, where the king was making people do something for them. And again, here, he's making the skeleton do something, which is se dresser. So, se dresser, it is to stand. Or to stand up. Okay, to stand. Now let's say to stand, se dresser. You can say se redresser as well, but it is not the meaning here. Se dresser, to stand, faisait se dresser, make stand. What was standing? Le squelette, the skeleton d'un saint. So it is the skeleton of a saint. Avec un câble caché, with a hidden cable. Okay? Caché, it is to hide. To hide. Caché. For example, j'ai caché des œufs de Pâques dans le jardin. And I hope there is no children watching this. I hid Easter eggs in the garden. J'ai caché des œufs de Pâques dans le jardin. Let's read the sentence again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And let's try to find the liaison. Okay? Une fois l'an, pour attirer des pèlerins dans son église, here we have une liaison. Ce prêtre faisait se dresser le squelette d'un saint avec un câble caché. Ok. Cette année-là, la relique se leva comme d'habitude devant les fidèles ébahis. Les fidèles ébahis, even. Ce n'est qu'ensuite que le prêtre réalisa que le câble était coupé. Here, I would put un tiret. Cette année-là. Remember, we saw that in the previous tales. Cette année would be perfect. But when we say cette année-là, we want to say this exact year, this precise year. It's not any year, it is this year. Cette année-là. La relique se leva comme d'habitude. What is une relique? It might be the same word in English. A relic, okay. So yeah, it is a remaining of something. Usually it is something that is sacred, une relique. La relique se leva comme d'habitude, got up as usual. Se lever is to get up. We saw this recently. To get up, se réveiller, it is to wake up. And this is different. Well, you have to do one before doing the other. La relique se leva comme d'habitude. Comme d'habitude, it is as usual. And you might hear comme d'hab in modern everyday French, familiar French. Comme d'hab, not comme d'habitude, comme d'hab, as usual. And do you know what's the most famous comme d'habitude? It is a song. It's My Way in English, okay? My Way, comme d'habitude. We saw this in one of Le Salon, I remember, about France Gall when she died. De Claude François à propos de France Gall. Comme d'habitude, it is the French original version of My Way, and it is by Claude François, a French singer, and maybe composer and writer as well, maybe, because I assume he wrote the song. À propos de France Gall, about France Gall, who was his girlfriend at the time. And it's not a very funny song. Devant les fidèles ébahis. Un fidèle is someone who follows the religion. Loyal and faithful. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Believer, a faithful. Fidèle is a believer. Un fidèle is a believer. But it is for religion. Okay. Les fidèles ébahis. And ébahi is when your mouth drops. You can't believe it. Dumbstruck, astounded, flabbergasted, gobsmacked. I love those. I love expressions about these spontaneous moves or sounds that we make, because they're very often cultural, and what you're going to use in one country or region is not going to be the same. Let's use dumbstruck, okay? Ébahi, Is it that? Did I write it well? Dumbstruck. Okay. So you have this idea of someone's jaw dropping. They can't believe it. And here we have une liaison that I mentioned before. Les fidèles ébahis. Ce n'est qu'ensuite que le prêtre réalisa que le câble était coupé. Ce n'est qu'ensuite que le prêtre réalisa que le câble était coupé. It was only after. Ensuite is after. Ensuite, you could have said après. Ce n'est qu'après. Okay, this works as well. Ce n'est qu'ensuite que le prêtre réalisa, that the priest realized that le câble était coupé, that the cable was cut. Coupé, it is to cut. Cut. Is there any liaison here? Did you find any? I don't see any here. Okay, let's repeat the tale together. Ready? Breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, and 3. Une fois l'an, pour attirer les pèlerins, des pèlerins dans son église, ce prêtre faisait se dresser le squelette d'un saint avec un câble caché. Cette année-là, la relique se leva comme d'habitude devant les fidèles ébahis. Ce n'est qu'ensuite que le prêtre réalisa que le câble était coupé. Okay, so what does that mean? Once a year, in order to attract the pilgrims in his church, the priest was making a scam because he was making the relic of a saint get up, but it was with a hidden cable. It was not any miracle. He was making the miracle. So he was sure he was absolutely sure it would work forever because he was making it. He wanted to attract the pilgrims to make more money and be more famous. This year, the relic got up as usual, so he was not surprised because this is what he expected to happen, that the skeleton would get up, the pilgrims would be surprised, which they are. However, he found out after that the cable was cut, that it was indeed a miracle, something that he could not explain, because it should not have worked, and it did. So the priest is surprised, and we don't know what happened. Maybe it is actually a miracle. We will never know. Let's move on to the next one, which is short and I would say quite cute. Still sad as usual, but a bit cute. And let's read the tale together. 1, 2, and 3. Il avait un sablier à la place du cœur qui égrenait doucement le temps qui lui restait. À la fin de sa vie, il commença à marcher sur les mains pour inverser le processus. Et il put tout recommencer la tête en bas. Oh, that's really cute. Il avait un sablier à la place du cœur qui égrenait doucement le temps qu'il lui restait. Il avait un sablier. What is un sablier? It is maybe a sandwich. Sablier, it is this thing where you measure time. Hourglass. Oh, you don't have the word sand in it. Okay. Hourglass. Egg timer. No. Hourglass. That's funny. I thought there would be the word sand in it because le sable in French is sand. And obviously, well, obviously not, but you can have un sablier with something that is not sand. We don't call it like that, but you have more this idea of the shape. Okay, so it is un sablier hourglass, but for us it would contain sand. Un sablier, le sable, sand. À la place du cœur, instead of, in place of. It is exactly the same as you have in English. À la place du cœur. For example, j'ai mis du parmesan à la place de l'emmental dans la sauce. I don't think it's going to work as well, because what you're expecting from emmental is not what you expect from parmesan. But, well, it might be good. It will be good. J'ai mis du parmesan à la place de l'emmental dans la sauce. I put parmesan instead of emmental in the sauce. Okay, why not? Qui égrenait doucement le temps qu'il lui restait. Égrener is when you have like balls and you're counting one after the other. I would say even égrener. Oh, that's interesting. You don't have a direct translation for it. Ah, so there is no direct translation from it. So, égrener is a bit different. Let's think about a string of pearls, okay? You take them one in your hand after the other, like you would do for, you can, maybe you don't, well, I don't, but you might think about that. You think about a rosary, okay? You see what this is, a rosary? Prayer beads, where you're going to take one after the other. So we say égrener un chapelet, because you're taking one pearl after the other. And in égrener, you have graine, which is a seed. Une graine, it is a seed. And you take one seed after the other. So you can do this for un chapelet, when you're really going to count the pearls with your thumb, usually, or whatever finger you want to use. And you have this idea of one after the other slowly. And here, it is really that. It is taking one pearl after the other, one seed after the other. And here, because it is en sablier, it will be one, I don't know, one sand, sable. What's the little particle of sand? So it is about each particle of sand, okay, that just falls one after the other. So égrener is a word that is a beautiful verb that you should know, because you don't have a direct translation. I was sure you did, but it's not really the same. So égrener is also to remove the seeds or the grains, for example, as they said, in corn, in nuts, in fruits. But we can see this with prayer, or to pass one by one. And again, in this example that they're using, laisser passer un à un, it's really the same idea of you have your praying, your rosary, and you're passing one after the other. You cannot like skip any, and you cannot make one go faster than the other. It's one after the other. And s'égrener is to fall off, but again, you have this idea of seeds falling off one after the other. So none of these are exactly the same, because as you can see, we have one verb and several translations. So égrener is an interesting verb. Doucement is slowly, le temps qui lui restait, the time that he still had. Rester, it is to stay. Oh God, I'm late. I have to go and pick up my son. Sorry, I will be late. Il avait un sablier. Here we have une liaison à la place du cœur qui égrenait doucement le temps qui lui restait. So no other liaison. À la fin de sa vie, at the end of his life, il commença à marcher sur les mains pour inverser le processus et il put tout recommencer la tête en bas. À la fin de sa vie, at the end of his life, il commença à marcher sur les mains. He started to walk upside down on his hands. Pour inverser, inverser is to reverse. Le processus is the process. Et il put tout recommencer la tête en bas, and he could start it again upside down. La tête en bas. No real translation here. So la tête en bas is the head down, so it means upside down. Okay, so I'm going to reread that and I'm going to go and put on some shoes and pick up my son and run there. Il avait un sablier à la place du cœur. Il avait un sablier à la place du cœur. No, let's not put a liaison here. Il avait un sablier à la place du cœur qui égrenait doucement le temps qui lui restait. À la fin de sa vie, il commença à marcher sur les mains pour inverser le processus et il put tout recommencer la tête en bas. So this is a tale about poetry because he had an hourglass. So the hourglass goes from the top to the bottom because you can see the sand going down it. And he didn't have a heart. He had this instead that was telling him how much life he still had. And at the end of his life, we assume that all the sand is at the bottom, but he thinks maybe I can walk upside down, and it actually works. So he's going to start his life again, or keep on living, or maybe going young again, because everything is upside down, and he managed to reverse time. So it is a very poetic one, because it means that instead of dying, he's going to keep living, because he realized that he could live in another way. I wish you a lovely day, a lovely evening, maybe a good night. It was so wonderful to see you again for those who were in the salon earlier today. We talked about comic books and it was very good. And again, if you like this group that we have, join the salon because it's the same in better, because I speak French and we have an hour instead of 30 minutes. So I will see you on Wednesday. Have a lovely day. It's so great to be with you every time. And I had such a lovely time being with you during all these difficult times, which are going to keep going because this is not the end at all. But again, I want to really put more time on some projects that I have, which are still for you, still as wonderful as the nanofictions, but I want to work on to move forward. Have a bonne journée, bonne soirée, maybe bonne nuit, and I will see you on Wednesday. À mercredi, same time. Salut!